Well, hello and welcome to the Death Battle Cast, the only podcast on the internet that
has our logo twice on screen.
Hey there.
yes, I'm
Chad,
Ben.
Liam, and Death Battle Cast logo.
Yep. All right, so we have a fun episode, a fun matchup planned today because it is a very special occasion for Death Battle. We are doing something wholly original to this channel, to this show. This whole year has been about trying all these like crazy new things, from new franchises, new series in the show, to new membership options on our YouTube channel and making membership content for you guys. And it's all sort of culminated. This was not the original plan. Like, we've been figuring this out as we went, but it's all sort of culminated into one big melting pot at the end, where we're putting all these new franchises and all of you guys into one new idea, which is you guys get to vote on a bunch of matchups that are going to be in next year's season of Death Battle, specifically two matchups, a 2D1 and a 3D1. The poll has been going on for a few days. There are, I believe, over 1,000 votes in so far collectively, which is amazing. It will continue to go on for a couple more days until the 15th. And whichever matchups win are going to be in season 10 next year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Season 10 is so fucking lit. I can just say, having started working on it, it's so good. It's so hype. It's so cray.
Liam's very excited.
Like a Crayola.
So, not to overhype it or anything.
Yeah.
Let
me bring it back down to earth. It sucks. It stinks. That's what a friend of mine said first time we went on a date in like high school. He was like, it was cray like a Crayola, and I've never forgotten that the rest of my life. I will never forget it.
Cool.
Also, we have a special guest on today's episode who ran into some last minute stuff and just got here, so we're gonna get him set up real quick, and he'll be here in a moment.
Perfect timing.
There should be a VMix link in general if you want to click on that.
Yeah,
ChilledChaos will be joining us in just a minute to discuss. So one of the matchups on the polls, which kind of came out of nowhere, very last minute, thanks to some ballot posts that you guys posted, was Among Us versus Fall Guys. I don't know. I don't know.
And when I first heard this, I was like, no, fuck no, it's a joke. And then we saw that fucking fan animation, and it was the coolest thing ever. And I immediately went, oh, I get it now. And I was also like, yeah. Oh, it's too silly for Death Battle. Too silly. What am I fucking talking about? This isn't Proust. Like, this is
just did a SpongeBob episode. What are you talking about? Yeah. Shout out to Larry Winwood for that animation that he posted.
Because we still have it. I don't know if he's cool to showing it again. We could do that. That could also
probably Larry. I don't know if you're in the chat, but
because then we can show that, and we can get Chilled in here. That might help.
That kind of set the stage as well.
Yeah, also set the stage.
Well, I don't know if Larry's in chat, but if he is, let us know. But either way, if you were at the fireside chat that we did the last 2 weeks ago, whatever that was, we showed it, and it was incredible and absolutely convinced us that this could work. I have a feeling as we get into this, everybody who's not certain about this matchup might also start rooting for it. That being said, we don't necessarily want this to change your opinion of what matchup you want to vote on.
I do.
We are just doing this because we are just doing this because we think it's funny. Well, and also I don't really expect it to win.
Well, we had our Death Battle cast meeting after we had done the last week's, and then Leo and I were talking about it, and then I'm just like, I just don't see how. Like, I mean, like the imposter kills, whereas the bean doesn't ever like really do anything. And then Liam goes like, you want to do it just because I want to try and prove you wrong. That is legitimately one of the reasons we're doing this right now.
Oh my god. Well, okay, while we are while Chilled is still coming in, let me just talk a little bit more about the poll at the moment, because the poll has a lot of options on it. If you have not seen the poll, it is on our community Discord. Members have access to Discord through connecting Discord to YouTube. If you connect your Discord to your YouTube account that is a member of the Death Battle YouTube channel, it should be able to automatically connect you to it. And once you are in there, you will be able to access a channel in the Discord it's called like Champion Poll or something like that. I should probably double check that before I started talking about it. It is called, yes, Champions Poll. That's what it is. And it has both the polls listed there, and you can vote on each poll.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Mike, I know you're kind of helping Chilled Out right now, but do you think you could actually just play that video right now? Moved away from the channel so I don't see.
We'll see. They're going through some troubleshooting right now, so we might be able to play the video.
Okay, we'll play the video in a little bit. But okay, again, that was by Larry Winwood. He posted on Twitter. Definitely check that out. Wow, that is what convinced us that this could actually maybe
be
work.
Fun. Yeah,
it has the spirit. It has the spirit too. So good. Like I was like, that is exactly how we would do it, right? Like that exact vibe. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
except for the knife would probably impale the bean.
Well,
okay, we could talk about that.
Let's go ahead and get to it. Let's get to it. Let's start with our 60-second intros for each character. Which one of you wants to go first?
I want Chad.
Feels confident.
Okay,
Chad to go first.
Chad, do you feel confident going first?
Sure. I mean,
wait. Okay, I should clarify. So, Chad, you are repping the imposter from Among Us, correct?
Correct.
And then Liam is representing the bean from Fall Guys.
Yeah.
They're called beans.
They're also called Fall Guys. They're called both.
Sure. Yeah. I guess so. Okay. And then, as always, if this is your first Death Battle cast, welcome. It's usually exactly this chaotic. The way this is going to work is these two are going to argue for their characters, and at the end of the show, we get to vote on who wins. The voters, the jury, will be myself, Chilled once he gets in here, and you all watching this live. If you're watching this archived, we do this every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Time, where you can vote on any matchup that we do as a community death battle. Okay, so
but also I'm in here. I think they're just testing to see if my mic is coming up on vMix.
All right. Did you hear the voice of Chilled?
I heard the voice.
I heard the voice of Chilled.
I saw the sign.
But I don't know if Chat did. Chat, did you hear a mysterious voice coming out of nowhere?
This is going to be the most dramatic reveal of a special guest ever. It's awesome. I can't wait.
I think I should be wearing a mask or something.
Yeah, there you go.
They hear you. They hear you.
I am so sorry. I lost track of time. I upgraded to Windows 11. It's been a nightmare today.
Windows 11 ruining everything.
Take a breath. Take a breath.
Perfect timing.
Thank you.
You made it. Hey, we were just about to start the debate anyway, 15 minutes in, so it's fine.
Missed anything.
We're good to go. Yeah, but I mean, real quick, we should talk about you a little bit because
please don't. I'm an idiot. Just
no. Because it's been forever since you and I worked together. And we were talking about this matchup, and then anytime I think of Among Us, you immediately pop into my head because you are a mad evil genius when it comes to figuring out that game.
I don't know if that's a good intro or a bad. I know I had a notebook for a while when it came to things because it made it easier for tracking things. But yeah, the game it's still alive surprisingly through mods, and it's still just as fun, I guess.
Yeah, you're still streaming on it, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, no, I mean having a great time. Having a great time.
Well, Chad, when you say he is an evil genius Among Us, are you saying that he is an excellent liar or an excellent detective?
It's
or
both, but
It's both, isn't it?
but mainly like he knows how to play the game, and then also the detective in him is just like I get scared. I'm scared to lie. like,
well, then this is great because now you guys can't make up any bullshit about who's gonna win because Chill's gonna see right through you. Let's do it.
There are definitely times where I get killed off early because there's like, yeah, I don't want to deal with him. I'm like, fair. No, that makes sense.
All right. Well, Jill, since this is your first time on the show, first of all, welcome. It's great to have you. So the way this is going to work is I don't know if you heard what I was telling them before, but the way they're going to work, they're going to argue a bunch, and it's up to you and me in the chat to decide who wins at the end of the show. We're going to throw out our votes.
And you can poke holes in arguments. You can support people. You can go back and forth, do whatever you want.
You can be completely biased.
Yeah,
I was
the entire time if you want.
In some of the other previous episodes, I don't think I'll be as belligerent with some of the holes in the argument, but get my ear going.
Okay,
yeah, please.
Sounds good.
All right, well, let's get this started. 60 seconds on the clock, uninterrupted. Chad, who is the Among Us and why do they win?
The Among Us imposter is a parasitic alien shapeshifter that seemingly has the ability to copy whatever I'll say like organic thing that it sees because we haven't seen it like change into something non-organic. But this debate is I'm very curious to see what Liam has to say because these things are designed to do one thing, and that is kill. That's what they do. The bean is designed to dive and flop around and can compete. All it loves is competition. The imposters are armed with guns, knives, a tongue that can impale a skull easily. And there's another little surprise that I'll talk about that I want to save just for a little bit. But they also seemingly have access to electronics remotely. And they don't need to breathe because we've seen them live after the oxygen is shut off. They still win the game. So I honestly don't know what he's gonna do against an alien killer.
Okay. Alien parasite with a bunch of weapons.
It's got a gun, a really high caliber gun.
Yeah.
It blows someone's head completely apart.
So what part of the imposter is suit and what part of it is alien? Or is it all one and the same?
It's all alien. It's all speculation because it's not like somebody's crazy lore, but it appears to be that
it looks like a suit.
Yes.
Mimics the shape of a
Oh,
of
so
a
I guess
suit.
they can do non-organic. Yeah, because so they saw the crews what they look like and they basically turned them into
Yeah.
they're crew members, there's people under there, but this thing is just that's its flesh.
Okay. All right, Liam. 60 seconds on the clock. What's the fall guy? Fall guys? Fall guy or bean bringing to the table?
Chad, you're fucked. The Fall Guys, the beans, are gods. I have never seen
Okay.
them be killed, whether it be by lava, meteor strike, black hole. They have immensely superhuman strength, enough to hold back gigantic robots. They can survive those obstacle courses, yes, but that's probably the least impressive thing that they have. They have better equipment than any of the imposters. You know, stuff like lightsabers, He-Man fucking power sword, the Star Trek teleporter. Okay, the imposter gets killed and turns into a ghost. He can't kill him anymore, right? Proton pack, and it's functional. The beans can fucking make something from nothing. I've seen them materialize things like that, like a fucking magic trick. They're gods. Chad, you're fucked. You're fucked.
Liam, we're talking about Fall Guys, not Fortnite.
We're talking about Fall Guys. I know what we're fucking talking about. I know
Okay.
what we're fucking talking about.
I love you. You're going already. They're gods. Like,
They're
okay, well,
gods.
it's because what you seen some shit happen with cosmetics.
Where should I start? Where should I start? Let's start. First of all, I think they're more horrifying than the imposters. That's not really a meaningful argument, but Mike, could you bring up image 18? Could you bring up a lovely image 18?
Jumping straight into images.
This is an X-ray. This is an X-ray of a fall guy, of a bean. It's in black and white. Look at that. Look at how fucking horrifying that thing is.
What the hell am I looking at?
That's not official.
That's a height reference. That is a height reference. To a regular human. They are 6 feet tall.
It's not
Yes, that is
official.
official.
No, it's not. Because they tweeted out 2 of these. There's this one that's the horrifying nightmare one, and then the other one is the warm and fuzzy, squishy, cute one.
What matters is their size. They're fucking gigantic. Look at that thing. Look at how big that is compared to a regular human being.
They're like 6 feet.
They're 6 feet
Is it
tall.
a chicken?
Yeah.
I don't know
What
what
is
the
it?
fuck it is.
What even is it?
I don't know.
It looks like
So-
it's in pain.
Oh,
Yeah.
it sure does.
I'm in pain after feet searching.
Just looking
These
at
fucking
it.
monsters. Okay, so what if Chad's arguments was that beans were not designed to kill? That's correct. God's purpose is not to destroy, it is to create as well. And yet, I would not pick a fight with capital H him.
Wait, okay, hang
but
on. Why
Mike,
are you
bring up image one.
referring to them as
Could you bring
gods?
up image 1.
You've called them gods several times, and I don't know why. I want to establish this.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I think we
Mike, could
need
you
to
bring up
establish it now.
Image 1 is text. So this is just talking about what they would do to.
I knew you were going to reference this.
Well, guys
First
can
of all,
think of
this
each other
entire
as tall as
article is
humans,
completely
but they
tongue in
tear a
cheek.
human in half. If you were standing behind it in a crowd, potentially it wouldn't want to though. So it's sweet, it's nice, but we take that shit away in death battle. It can rip a fucking human in half.
It says
This
potentially.
This is
Potentially.
not potentially great. Okay. Mike, could you bring up image 2, por favor?
It does seem like it's saying potentially in the same way that a hippo could potentially rip you in half.
Exactly.
I could potentially rip you in half,
absolutely
Liam, but you
No,
know.
you can't potentially rip me in half, Chad. You lack the strength. A hippo does not lack the strength. This is
Oh
it
my
holding
God.
back
Wow.
a gigantic charging. Speaking of hippo, well, this is a rhino, but close enough. It's holding back this thing is moving, by the way. It's like driving forward. I can't use videos or anything, but holding that back effortlessly. Those are just costumes. They're just cosmetic. As Chad so cleverly pointed out, they are just cosmetic, and he's holding it
Right.
back regardless.
Right.
I have a question about the God comment.
Yeah. We're gonna
But-
get to it. We're gonna get to
Okay,
it. This is
okay.
late.
No, go ahead.
No, no,
I think I have questions too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we should get to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
Okay,
I-
fine.
I guess the first one, calling gods. So you're saying they're gods. Is there anything above them?
Is there anything above them? I mean, nothing in the Fall Guys universe that I can think of. But that's
Okay,
I think
so-
they're the only ones alive. So
Well,
know,
so
if
in that
there is
same
one
article,
god, we're all gods.
in that same article that you referenced,
Yeah.
the creator was basically, he likes to think that they're on their own planet, and that this show is just being broadcast out, and that if anybody in the universe, other planets could maybe turn in and just be entertained and watch the
Yeah,
competition that they're doing. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm just confused why gods listen to rules like a countdown timer, crossing a
Because
starting
what's
line.
the sake of competition? What's the sake? What thrill do you have without limitation? Yes, art is created through limitations. It is not. If you have no limitations, then you get paralyzed by what to do because you can do
Yeah,
anything.
but there's a trophy, there's a crown. That's got to mean something. If you're a god and you could just add people out of existence, why not just? It seems like maybe they got like a chip in the back of their head that they can't really. I don't know. God seems like a stretch when they have to follow rules.
Do you want me to get to the? Do you want me to get to it? Do you
Well,
want me to get
no,
to
so,
it? Or are you
let's
gonna-
talk
are you
about-
just gonna like?
because-
are you just
'cause
gonna
I got some
be
stuff.
challenging
So-
everything I have to say. Yeah, Chad, go.
I'm very curious about their durability, because everything in
Mike, could
their
you bring up-
world.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Take a
bring up-
moment, catch your breath. Jesus Christ, Liam.
We've barely even talked about the imposters.
I know.
Okay.
Just going.
Do you have an image to show?
Well,
I was.
regarding
I do, but
durability?
I was kind of joking. The bit I was doing a bit. I was gonna interrupt Chad and be like, bring up. Image
Well, let's
4.
Well, let's go ahead and
But
talk about
image-
durability because I'm
image
sure
4.
Chad, you're talking about weapons.
The lava one.
Yeah,
Could he just
'cause what's-
stab him?
What's really interesting is that like everything in their world seems to be like padded, or like even the like swinging like like the guillotine blades seem to
Yeah.
be like rounded. It's like this, so it's like I don't think they've ever encountered anything that could like pierce them, because it looks like they're in one of those like MXP foam, like it's like hitting you with a Nerf sword, right? It looks like a sword, but it's like it's soft and blunt, right?
Yeah.
And so
could you bring up
I
image
would
4?
imagine that
Yeah, he's doing good. That's lava, by the way. And this is he turns to the camera and does the thumbs up as well. He's fucking fine. He's not in pain.
Wait.
He's not screaming. He is submerged in lava. And
maybe
turns
he's
to the
just
camera and
trying
goes,
to. Maybe he's
"Ba-ba."
just got a really good sense of himself, and
Maybe
it's just
he's
like
tanking
I'm
lava
going out. I'm
visually
going out
on screen.
the
What's
best
that
Yeah,
knife
I'm
gonna
not a
do?
Fall Guys aficionado. Is it just the Terminator 2 reference? Is that what's going on here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
So
Terminator
he's
2
he's
reference.
dying. He's
He's
melting.
not dying. He's not even in pain. He's just sinking. He just sinks.
Well, this is what's hard too, because like the creator said, even in like, for example, like the slime that takes them out, that slime is like meant to be padding and safe for them, is what he says.
That's
so,
lava.
like-
that's not padded. That's not like
What-
cloth.
how do you know it's real
boiling
lava?
How
Maybe
do I
it's
know
the-
it's real lava? It's
like-
Okay,
lava.
hang on.
Okay.
I think what Chad is getting at is that if it is a game show, everything might be dressed up to look dangerous, but it's
Right.
not actually dangerous.
Okay.
Is there
I don't-
evidence that there is actual danger?
It's
Okay.
like, I just want to go
image
through it because I
6.
collected them. So oh god damn it! All right,
Mike.
go ahead.
Image 6
Yeah.
and image 7 too. You can bring them up in sequence because they're essential. If that's
How
all
many
right.
images did you bring, Liam?
So this is a meteor that is on fire. It's coming towards. And by the way, the joke here. This is also a speed feat because the Fall Guy is like he's in here like dancing as the meteor is like it's like barreling towards him, but it's like the Monty Python like running towards the castle sketch where it's like it's slow. It's so slow in comparison to him that he has all this time to like. He's like, oh, how do I get out of the way? Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Image 7. Could you switch to that? Yeah. Does absolutely no damage to him whatsoever. Now that's a small meteorite, right? That's not that big. But even a meteorite of that size, moving fast enough to catch on fire, coming from outer space. This is the space like.
Can we go back to 6 real
expansion
quick?
thing. It is enough to like annihilate a city block.
Okay, so 6 looks like it's real, but if we go back to 7,
Wait, if it's
doesn't
real,
it look like there's holograms and projectors in the background? Like, what are those diamonds back there? Looks like he's on like a screen or
Those are
something.
stars.
No, look at the
Space.
diamonds.
No, I
You
see what
yeah,
he's saying.
it's
There's
a
like
gun.
the
those
diamonds.
diamonds? Like it feels like
It's like
this
a
is
hollow
hologram
field.
projection.
It's not
Yeah,
a hologram
it's like a
projection.
dome thing.
Yeah,
it's a
like he's
dome-
not even there. He's on set.
It's like, did you ever watch Hunger Games? What the second Hunger Games?
Yeah,
they have
the
like
dome.
that dome. It's like that.
There's some guy
Yeah.
off camera pulling the
Wait,
strings. I think.
could you?
Yeah,
could
exactly.
you-
Just
I'd like to see some evidence actually, instead of just this like instead of. Look, oh, I found
Once
this
Chad brings
argument.
evidence, I'll
Actually,
poke
it
holes
was
through
in
his
my
horse
ass.
shit too.
It was
Yeah.
all the way up my own ass. is
Chill,
where I
did you
found
bring
it.
43
It
images
was
to
actually
show
several
off?
miles all the way up my own ass. Is where I.
All right.
like just
right.
to, just to
It's-
show it because it's fun.
it's
One,
just
I'd like,
nice.
Can we
Yeah.
show the gun gif, because like I
Sure.
don't know what caliber pistol this thing is, but it's far above a normal like caliber pistol that you would get.
Okay, let's go ahead and check that out. The gun.
Like like it just takes off the head, and the hand gets exploded too. Like
okay, I have to ask before we move on. How big is the imposter? Like how
the
tall are
imposter
they?
is 3 feet 6 inches. So
Okay.
Damn.
Okay, I mean
I-
even then that gun is
It's
incredibly
clearly
large.
a drawing of a gun, Chad. So actually, it wouldn't be an actual gun. It's actually
no,
fake.
it's, okay. No, come on. The
Don't
whole
look
thing is
at
they are
me
they are
like you
in a
don't
show.
know what I'm saying.
It's called the show that they are in. It is not unrealistic to think that all these things are props.
No.
Like
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. You're pointing to like a what is like a glass dome that is encasing them, right? Because it's an outer space thing. So there's a glass dome encasing them, and you see like a meteor coming at him in the victory animation and going, "That's fake." It's not fake. It's a meteor.
Wait, did the meteor break through the glass? Is that what happened?
I don't know. I don't know what that.
I think it is
background
worth
is,
looking
but it's not a
into
projection.
if they're in space or if the whole thing is a projection. Because if it is a game show, and I saw a couple people in chat comparing it to wrestling, and how we would address wrestlers in Death Battle. Wrestlers are not necessarily fake within their story, right? But this
But the fucking
is
sock puppet snake, whatever, like it's not like it's gonna actually. It's not like it's actually hypnotizing the dude. Anyway.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Okay, real quick. I think that's a really interesting point to bring
Wow.
up.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's real, keep that in mind. I do want to get to some imposter stuff. Let's go ahead and get to that in just a little bit. First, I want to talk about our first sponsor for this week's episode, which is, hey, Blue Chew's back. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, confidence can take you far in life. It can also help in the bedroom. It's time to step up to the plate. And that's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but as chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night. It's simple. Just sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers. Once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And it's all online. No visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and shipped directly to your door in a discreet package. So that's nifty. If you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, Blue Chew can help. Chew it and do it. It's like their thing. And we've got a special deal for you. The Blue Chew, try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code DBC at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code DBC to receive your first month free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. Okay, let's talk about the imposter.
Yes.
Outside of a gigantic Glock and a knife.
Yeah, they're strong
What's he
enough
bringing?
they're strong enough to snap a human's neck in one twist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's crazy.
One thing that's really interesting to me is like they can also teleport short distances, which is very interesting because once you're in like a kill range, like you instantly go into the kill, and then it's just after the kill is done, that player is now on the corpse's body. So they do move within that time in like a minor like teleport. The other thing is I'm very interested about. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean,
Yeah.
in the game settings, it's lunge distance. I don't know if we want to conflate teleportation and lunging, but
Okay.
I digress.
I got you.
That
Then
doesn't sound like
they can lunge
teleportation.
very quickly. How about that? I appreciate you keeping me honest. But the other thing, what I'm really curious about is how they sabotage from anywhere in the ship. Because like anywhere in the ship at any time, a imposter can pull up their menu and then create sabotage all the way from either just like closing some doors or all the way to like starting a reactor meltdown.
Look, I was crapping on Liam. I got to crap on you too. You telling me if they have an Alexa tablet, you're going to call them this high elite species? I mean, I could do the same thing with my phone and have my lights turn off.
So the ship is a smart device or is a
Well,
smart
but
home.
here's my
One
counter
virus,
to that.
ship's going down.
Here's my counter to that. As a crew member, they have to physically go to the location to solve the sabotage that's happening. But as an imposter, they don't have to visit it to cause a problem.
Did they just steal the iPad? Is that what's happening?
Well, but if they had the tablet to the ship and they're just like, ha ha ha, turn down the oxygen, somebody else could then, like, as a crewmate, who, let's be real, since the imposter is actually just looking at them and changing their form to look like them, they wouldn't have the equipment. Whereas, so it would stand to make the most sense that if anyone had the equipment, it would be the crew members. So if it could be done that way, they would be able to reverse it.
What?
What?
What the
I'm
fuck
not
are you
really
talking
sure I
about?
understand.
I'm saying if the crew members have to actually go to the physical location to undo the sabotage,
Uh-huh.
whereas the imposters can sabotage from anywhere in the ship. And if Jill was saying, well, because they have a tablet that could just be like, turn off oxygen, like the people who would most likely have a tablet that could do that would be the crew members, yet they can't do that. They can't reverse it from that, like when that happens. They have to physically go there.
Sure. Okay. So you're saying that this
Crewmates
this
lost
may be
their
a
tablet. Imposters
Yeah.
kept the tablet.
it may be a tablet, but if that is not 100% clear in the game, maybe you're saying there's some power involved.
That's what it's interesting to me how they seem to be able to they're the only thing that can sabotage, and they can do it from anywhere. Like, because it would make sense to me, like, if like, hey, I wanted to sabotage the like oxygen, I had to go to the oxygen room, like I'd vent over there and do it. But it's literally like anywhere from the ship, I could be completely on the other side and then just sabotage it.
So, at best, assuming that this is 100% correct, the imposter alien has some sort of technopathic ability. The ability to control
maybe some way to influence electromagnetic fields or something like that. Again, we're doing what we can with very limited information on the game, but that's just something I noticed that I wanted to bring up.
I mean,
Cool.
Liam did come here with like 76 images.
I
don't
got
know if
more.
we got limited
Unless
image, but
the
limited
argument
info,
for every
but-
single one of them is going to be, well, what if it's not real based on absolutely nothing? Which, if it is, then I guess, what if it's not real, Chad?
I mean,
What if-
Chilled even.
What if
are
it's
you
not a
talking
real
about?
space station? What if it's not-
That's the whole
what
premise
if
of
it's
the
not a
game.
real
Is that
gun?
it is the whole premise of your
That's-
game is that it's a show. That's
No, you can,
everything
you
is
see
called
the planet.
shows.
You see the entire. There are cinematic trailers where you see the entire planet. There is no fake dome covering it. There is an atmosphere, and there is like a space station. In fact, one
So
of their
then, what
best
was
feats-
that? What was the diamond hex things that
I don't
Chill put out?
know.
No,
I
I'm
don't
all about this.
know. It's a design. I don't know.
It's a design. Space decided to change the wallpaper.
Oh yes! Oh my god! Fall Guys, the least visually stylized game in existence. They were doing. Okay. Let's. I have
Also,
a feat coming
sorry,
up
real
that
quick.
has no fucking.
Maiden
diamonds
Annabelle
in
just
space.
gifted 10 sub memberships. Gives out 10
Holy
memberships
crap.
to everybody. Thank you
Oh,
so much
thank
for
you.
doing that.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
amazing. I keep forgetting that that's a thing now.
Anyways, Chad's wrong.
Well,
Uh,
okay, hang on.
okay.
I still want to know more about the imposter. I feel like we've spent a lot of time on the Fall Guy already.
I feel like we're not
Um,
spending enough. I feel like all of my
Well, okay,
arguments were
real quick.
dismissed.
So, okay, let's really get a grasp of, because I don't even know how would the techno thing even come into play in the battle.
I mean, just like I just honestly wanted to talk about it because there's not a ton to talk about for these characters. But it
But
and
how
also
does it come into
talk
the
about-
battle.
I'm also hedging it out just in case he pulls out some, like, I don't know, they've got some technology shit. So that's the other reason I'm.
Okay,
bringing
then
it
what
up.
is like the thing that Amogus is going to use to really
A
finish
gun.
off the
That's his-
fight?
It's a gun.
A gun, a knife. We've never seen, because again, I've never seen this thing deal with any like type of piercing weapon.
He got
but then
hit by
also,
a
hey,
meteor.
you know, it's funny you mentioned the lava, right? Because lava, it's pretty hot, right? It's a little over 1,200 degrees Celsius. Well,
Oh, it's more than that.
can you pull up a laser GIF, Mike? The imposter has this.
Wow. That's
It is a
amazing.
massive
Blinking
laser that
light.
seems to fully disintegrate what it touches. Which
Well, I do like the fact that you guys are both touching on different skins giving them different powers. So that being the Terminator skin giving him the power to use a Terminator-esque ability, and then the skins in Fall Guys giving them, let's say, the He-Man sword or the photon pack,
Lightsaber.
lightsaber. So I mean, if by both of you bringing up that up, you are now saying it is legal that skins and cosmetics are altering these characters, which
I don't
I
think the
think that-
skin or cosmetic is altering them. I think that any power they have is inherent to them. They're just wearing a costume. I mean, obviously, if the cosmetic is like a lightsaber, then yeah, they're getting
Well,
a
no,
lightsaber.
I think it's
That's
unfortunate for James' standpoint because of the mass amount of skins that Fall Guys have to give you so much more. I guess if it's gonna be like a
Variety.
focusing thing, yeah, a lot more
versatility.
powers,
Also-
and then the most that the Fall Guy or the Among Us would have would be kind of a laser. So I feel like maybe you shouldn't even brought up the cosmetic slide because I don't think you can't invalidate Liam's characters now. Now Liam could have a Thor on his side.
Well,
which
no,
is a
but-
problem.
no,
And
but here's
we're about to get to it, boy.
Wait, there's a
Here's-
Thor Fall Guy?
Oh, I didn't even know
Being-
about the Thor one, but okay.
here's the
I
thing.
just figured they market with everybody. I know
Yeah,
there's
probably.
a lot.
Here's the
They
thing.
have.
I have proof that
You can-
mine actually kills. Right?
Actually,
so, like, he
Chad,
has this
in
laser
the
eye, and
Among
then it
Us
kills.
manga, the Among Us game is a video game within that manga. So
What?
actually, your character is
Okay.
literally canonically fucking fake. So
Okay.
actually,
But
actually,
what we see
Red-
results when that
okay,
skin
that-
is used,
that-
the giant laser is shot, the character is actually murdered and removed.
Liam,
and
that's
sent
a
into the
green
ghostly realm.
card, an orange circle for lying about the other person's material or
not
whatever the
lying.
hell. This is a new rule.
that's not lying. I didn't lie.
Is there an Among Us manga?
Yes,
What?
yes, I didn't lie. That
Chilled?
fucking
Is this
orange
real?
card- This is
Do you
real.
know?
getting a
Looking it up.
Christmas
Everyone in
gift.
chat's talking about not everyone, but people keep bringing it up. Yeah.
Chat, is this real? No, there can't be.
I don't know.
There
Is
is?
this official?
There's a couple people in the chat saying there is.
It might be actually.
I might have to take back the green card or whatever the
So
hell I called
quick.
it.
So quick to dismiss me. Why would I say
Why?
Among Us manga if I was trying to make
Why
something
would there
up?
be
That
an Among
sounds
Us
fake.
manga? That's so strange.
On December 28th, 2021, H2 Interactive, who publishes Among Us in Japan, announced that a one-shot manga based on the game will be published. Can't pronounce any of that without being offensive. February 28th, 2022. So yes, there is an actual manga that came out last year.
Holy shit.
That's incredible. I mean, the lore on this is going to expand and maybe blow out arguments or completely dismiss arguments.
Yeah.
Chad, did you look into the Among
I
Us
didn't know it
manga for your
existed. I wish I
research?
did, because that would have
Who
been a
knows?
blast.
Chat, do you guys know if there's anything crazy in the Among Us manga?
Yeah,
that
drop
could...
me. Let me know if there's
No,
any
it
crazy.
makes
if any
it makes the video game Among Us canonically a video game, which means that it's canonically not real, Chad. Oh,
Wait.
isn't that a mean, unfair argument? I am not arguing this for real. I am making
It's-
I am linking the two arguments together. Also, there is no evidence that the lava is fake, right? It looks like lava, it acts like lava, it's lava. Yeah? You can say that
Sure.
like those giant like things that look like big padded balls are giant big padded balls, but they're also, I just want to add, they're also fucking gigantic. Like there's no way that you can, unless it's filled with air, but then if it was filled with air, it wouldn't be knocking them over, right? Those things are huge. They also carry around, I have an image for that. I don't really think I need it. I think you get what I'm talking about. They carry around golden eggs, which are solid gold eggs that are like this big. And if you're 6 feet tall and you're holding an egg that's this big, that's hundreds and hundreds of pounds. That's just a side thing. But we want it there. Thank you. There you go.
Are you
That's
sure
a
it's solid?
That's a promotional image. I guess I don't know if it's
You
technically.
do, that's the thing. I
solid.
like
Liam,
Liam. I know you're trying. I know you're trying your best here, but it's like this whole. It's all labeled as a show. So like
It's not a show. It's you. We see their world. There is a cinematic trailer where we can see their world. It is not a studio set. It is all actually happening. There is a feat, in fact. I was going to bring up the other one, but I'll bring this up now. There is a feat, and I wish I could show you the video. There's a feat where they have this device, or I don't know what the fuck it is, but it shoots a fucking laser all the way into the atmosphere. We can see it go into the sky, out of the planet, past the clouds. This is all a real thing. It's a stylized planet, right? It's not a normal planet, but it's a planet. It has an atmosphere. It goes all the way out into space, into a space station. And
it
if
hits the
Fall
Among
Guy-
Us imposter, and
it hits it and blows him up. Yeah, it goes to the space station, and it's like it's a big signal. So and the Fall Guy that is holding it actually moves in tandem with it. And if Mike, if you could bring up image again, it's a single image, so it's hard to. But
What do you
like, if
mean
could bring up
moves in
image 9,
tandem?
moves at the same time. Moves at the same time as
Like they're running and the speed seems to be the same?
He moves his arm at the same time as the laser is going, and you can compare the distance they both move to get like how much how much
God.
slower or faster. So that's how much his arm moves compared to the laser. So it's slower, but compared to a laser or it's more like a radio wave. And even if it wasn't, you could calculate how fast it gets to the outer space station. That's still a significant. I'm gonna say like 10% the speed of light, roughly is what it looks like. Something around there. So
Okay.
and it's not fake. It's not fake. It goes out into outer space. That's my point. And I wish I could show you the video.
Unless it's special effects that
I'm
they put in
gonna
post.
die!
I mean, I
okay.
can shoot. Like, let me go turn on the bat signal, and I'll move my hand, and the light went really far up. I
Really
know,
quick,
I know
really
it
quick.
further. I
At
know
the
it further.
same time as the light beam, then yes, that's super fast.
Okay. So if we take that literally, Fall Guys are really fast. I do want to touch back on what Chad was sort of talking about, though. And chat mentioned as well. There were a couple of people in chat talking about this. So Chad mentioned that there is a clear example of the imposter actually killing with a laser that disintegrates. The imposter obviously has things that can attack, like the imposter is a fighter of some kind. We've talked a lot about how the Fall Guys can survive things, but can they dish it out as well? Can they attack? Can they take somebody down?
Right. And finishing the cosmetics thing, just because he has a sword that looks like the sword of power, it does not mean it's the sword of power from He-Man, right? Like
in the game, are you able to use the lightsaber on other Fall Guys?
that's what I was really curious. Do we ever see the lightsaber like actually cut anything?
No, he just pulls it out. It's just a victory animation. But it's a lightsaber. I don't know what to tell you. It's big and
Yeah,
it's
but, like,
glowy. Also,
I know
like,
plenty of people who have lightsabers that glow. You know what I mean? I don't
also,
know. It seems like a prop. I'm not.
I want
Okay.
to bring up for the power sword too. Can we bring up the image, Mike? Image 11. It isn't just a sword that looks like the power sword. He brings it out. He is suffused with lightning that flows into his arms. The Castle Grayskull appears in the
Oh, look at it,
background.
it's so tiny. Look at
Yeah,
it.
it's
Those holograms are
it's
so
doing
good.
something. It's doing something.
Yeah, their
I
production
do have
budget
a-
is sick.
I have a question. When they
Produce
die,
your fucking go on.
do they ever die? Do they ever die? Like, so when they're thrown off into the goop,
No.
and they come back, where are they going?
There's like it's like an incontinuity thing. There's like the I forget exactly what it is, but it's like the waiting area for them is like an actual waiting area before they're teleported back to like the whatever
Yeah.
obstacle course that they go to.
It's a
So
place
it's like
of
a real place.
it's a place of like relaxation and zen. It's like
Yeah.
it's like chill limbo.
So
Yeah.
they never
Like-
they never die.
They never die. Even if their
Oh.
victory and which is important because there's some interesting victory animations that
Yeah, like the Assassin's Creed one where he jumps off the thing and he doesn't stick the landing at all. He just
or
it's a
like
dive.
image 5, Mike, if you could bring that up, where a Fall Guy gets sucked into a fucking black hole. A black hole that then explodes, which I can't show you the full video, but he gets sucked into a black hole. There are asteroids being sucked in. He gets spaghettified as he gets sucked in. And he doesn't die. Goes right back to that zen little waiting area, completely fine.
It
Wouldn't
seems
that-
like, so if we're assuming that it's not a show, it's real, they're kind of unkillable, but they also can't kill themselves unless they kill someone in a wacky mishap.
Look, they have arms, right? Like
Yeah.
like I can kill with these hands. Just because I don't need a weapon. I'm not trained in killing.
You
I
heard
can
it here
kill with
first,
these hands.
folks. Liam
I'm
threatening to
just
kill
concerned
his
what if the
hand.
Yeah.
Part
imposter
of that
said.
was me wanting to create a little image, little fun meme.
also-
something
and
gonna
that-
be there, but
Good.
What is
you
this?
got
So
what I mean, right?
when these guys battle, it's a 1v1. Is that how you're judging them?
Yeah.
Okay, so and they would have access to everything. I mean, what if the imposters sabotaged the race and they didn't even show up or something? I mean, how does that? I mean, if you turned it, I don't know, off all the safety precautions or whatnot, you turned off the lights, now they got to race in the dark to get to each other. Does that ever affect things? Chad, I'm just trying to help because he's crushing people with his huge golden arms, and I don't know, he's making some really convincing arguments.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
I mean,
But he's 3 feet tall, he can't even reach the bean.
I don't know. I'm
Does the
feeling
bean
pretty
even
confident.
does the bean even have a neck that can be snapped? Like he's just a
Actually, one of
solid
the
shape.
animations
If you wanna
is
go by-
getting their head chopped off, like the Among Us, with like the bone sticking
Wait.
out, and they don't
But
die
it's-
from that.
but it survives?
Yeah.
Does, and you also have the imposter in Among Us as a skin in Fall Guys. Uh-oh.
I don't know if that alone matters, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
We also
yeah.
have Master Chief inside Among Us. That's got to be a
Does that
View?
mean that in terms of awareness, the Fall Guys know that the Among Us imposter is an alien,
Yes.
but the Among Us
Yeah.
imposter does not know that Fall Guy exists. So
I
Oh,
think
that's
that
gonna
makes
get really
sense.
weird and deep.
I think that makes sense.
okay. So clearly this matchup is fucking bullshit.
I'm ready to get to the God stuff now.
But
It hold me back.
let's go ahead and take a quick little break as we sort of figure out how we're gonna wrap this up, because there's a lot going on here. And let me tell you about our second sponsor for this week's episode, Uncommon Goods. If you have not finished your holiday shopping yet, please don't panic. It's coming up close, but please don't panic. We've got a secret source for incredible original gifts. It's Uncommon Goods. UncommonGoods.com has the best gifts for everyone in your life. Moms, dads, teens, in-laws, SOs, best friends, worst friends, who you name it. And it's not stuff you can find just anywhere. It's in the name. They're Uncommon Goods. They have tons of unique and creative gifts, often handmade by independent artists and creators. From art and jewelry to kitchen, home, and bar, Uncommon Goods has something for everyone. Not the same lackluster gifts you could find just anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $2.5 million to date. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/DBC. That's uncommongoods.com/DBC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of ordinary. All right. So we're getting down to the wire here.
So I did want to address
wanted
one thing on the height
Yes.
thing. The only reason they're that height is because they're trying to blend in, and we've already shown that they can shapeshift, and they're good enough to shapeshift seemingly completely unnoticed. So they were able to see the being they're supposed to shapeshift into and shift into it seamlessly. So there's like absolutely it's reasonable that it could shapeshift into a being, and the beginning would start like, oh hey bro, are we gonna race? And then one of them fucking kills the other one.
What is so okay? When the imposter shapeshifts, do they take on the characteristics of the thing that they shapeshift into?
All we know, they could be pretending. I don't know. It seems like they have more powers beyond that, because when they do get alone and they try and kill, we see their head like open up and shoot their like impaling tongue like that.
So they do
perfect timing.
in the update, I guess like 6-7 months ago. So this isn't mod based, this would be canonically based. When they morph into another being, they go into like an egg and they incubate for a second, and then they pop out of the egg as that person. I don't know if that helps or hinders, but that's at least that's how.
But
that
they
unfolds.
can change their look on a whim. Basically, it just takes a moment.
Yeah, so if they
it's
see
clear
the
that they
thing,
can-
they could become it.
They can change what they look like, but their internals, what they are, is still different. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to shoot its tongue out or do like its internal organs are an imposter internal organs, not a crewmate
Right.
internal organs. They just
Sure.
look like a crewmate.
Right.
So he could maybe look like
Yeah.
a bean, assuming that it can get that big.
Which
because-
I
It
think
doesn't
would give
become the bean.
yeah,
which,
but you wouldn't actually get any of the benefits.
which
of
again, a
being.
bean is not expecting to ever have never have a gun pulled on it. It doesn't know. It's
The
just here to
bean
run.
lives for conflict.
No,
It is, its life is war. Just because it doesn't kill does not mean
Its life is war.
They are. It is fucking livestock racing for glory. It is ready
Oh
to
my
fucking
God.
annihilate whatever. You take away its inhibition to kill. All it does is push because it doesn't fucking want to kill. When it wants to kill. Okay, let me talk about God stuff.
Oh god.
Mike, could we bring up this
Finally.
image is not going to make a lot of sense unless I explain it. Could you bring up image 15? It is with the glowy neon thing.
All right.
So you're like, okay, oh, he's holding what is this? Notice the little sparkle around it and the gesture he's making. He willed both of those into existence. He just went up, and then ate.
What
Are they? What are they?
I'm
It
sorry.
looks
What
like-
am I looking at?
Yeah.
It's a bowl of soup and a kitchen or ketchup or some sort of sauce. He
No,
wills
it's
it
just
not.
ramen and
It's
sriracha.
translucent. It's an image. It's a projected like.
So
It's
it's
not
a
protected!
holographic. Yeah. Well, okay. It is a holographic bowl of soup with sauce, or bowl of
Right,
something with
but
sauce.
it's not
Except he-
physical.
It is physical. He eats from it. Okay, fine.
Do we have an
fine,
image
fine,
of him
fine,
eating?
Fine. We bring up image 16 and then image 17.
So I saw that party trick in Destiny.
And I
want to
see I want to see them fucking diamonds in the background. So here he is tracing a constellation that he willed into existence
Shout
in front
out
of
to
him.
this watermark YouTube.
He's just yeah, there you go. Shout out. Thank you for the resource. And
Yeah,
and
who is this?
and notice there are no diamonds in the background. Yeah, he does that, and then an entire swath of fucking
Kirksky.
sky lights up behind him. The actual constellation lights up and fills with fucking light in the night sky. There are no projection diamonds here. Very clearly there aren't. He's a fucking
sure?
god. He draws a constellation in front of him, and then an actual constellation, stars, thousands of light years apart, all light up at once.
I'm just impressed with this planet's production budget. This is
It's
great.
That was a pretty good scream, I thought.
And the final thing, because I know we got to get to the vote, but I have a question for Chilled.
Yes.
Hey, what happens in Among Us when there's an even number of crewmates and imposters?
Auto loss
For
the crewmates.
What?
What? Because it's
What?
1v1, it's just
1v1,
automatically a
instant
loss.
wins.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get that poll up so that you guys can start voting in the chat between the Among Us imposter and the Fall Guy Bean. I have no idea which way this is going to go.
This is wild.
Because I feel like this largely depends on how you interpret the Fall Guys game show thing. But also,
We
even
see
then,
their
there's so many other
atmosphere.
things going on.
We see their atmosphere. There is no like dome surrounding it that shoots like a projection of
Yes,
images.
Liam,
It's
we
all real.
understand. We
I've-
understand.
I've seen the imposter kill a lot of things.
Okay,
have seen-
so with all that in mind,
I've
Chilled.
seen your future.
do you have anything? Do you have any last questions for our contenders here?
I guess it's just, I'm still hung up on the idea if it's a show or if it's not, because if it's not a show, these are the strongest things ever created. And then that goes to the question of who created them and how did they exist? Because then we need to figure out what happened there. The other thing with the Among Us beans, they're not, the imposters can't be killed. The only way you can get rid of them is you just throw them into space. They don't need oxygen to survive. They can't be drowned. They can't be shot. They can't be eviscerated. They
They can't be shot because the crewmates don't have guns.
Well, that's the crewmate's mistake. So the only way to kill them
That's not them
canonically.
that's not them incapable of dying. They
Hold
go
on,
back
hold
in
on.
outer space.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No, because this is now gonna. This opened such a can of worms. That means, wait, can they actually use their bodies to recreate simple machines? Because they should have, if they catch
They get those
them,
guns.
if they catch them, they should have been able to have his gun and shoot them. And so if that doesn't happen, and we see the hand manifest with the thing, and then are they able to create simple machines? Like,
Why don't the
Or I guess
crewmates have
complex
guns?
machines.
Yeah.
A gun is not a simple machine.
oh yeah, sorry, the complex machines. Like, is it the actual imposter creating that
Are they
from itself?
I don't know, but it
Are-
seems like the only way to get rid of them is to throw them in space. And is it potential? And here's the big issue: what happens when you throw them into space and they end up in the Fall Guys universe? Like canonically, they did.
It just
So,
start raining.
I don't know.
The
I'm
million
sorry,
Fall
hang on.
Guys
Are you
come and
telling
go,
me, Chad, that what we
"Ah,"
have here is a character with Green Lantern powers versus a character with God powers?
Oh, no. I mean,
Is this
No,
a
because
certain
I
death
know,
metal
because
all
I
over
don't-
again?
I don't admit the god powers because it's a show. It's not.
And also, one of the
Chad.
biggest issues too: the whole
Chad, you
imposter.
are gripping onto a lifeline.
I'm
lose
not.
democracy.
You
the whole
are.
entire imposter thing.
You
So
are-
that's
you
a
just-
problem as
it's-
well.
Sam does this. Sam does this with me, where he goes, "How do you know it's real?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? How do I
Okay,
know it's
but I
real?"
don't do that. I don't do that with
evidence. He goes,
Let's
"No."
go ahead and wrap this up,
And
guys.
I'm
Let's go ahead and wrap
actually
this
gonna
up.
go bananas. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Well, we'll go ahead and stop it right there then, because we need to move on. Okay, so as usual, we have some answers from you guys as well from the community chat. So let's go
Oh.
ahead and bring up the first community page answer. See what you guys have said.
Oh, from Venusaurus. The Fall Guys take this. They've been hit by all sorts of blade spikes, space lasers, crushed by falling giant fruit, blasted through the air after being hit by giant boxing gloves. You name it, and have always gotten back up after. The Among Us characters won't be able to damage them with their knives or guns. Plus, the Fall Guys are more agile and able to do some wicked parkour, while the Among Us crew just kind of casually walks everywhere. It's not going to be suspicious who will take the fall in this fight.
Is that a pun? Because sus
Double
already
pun.
means suspicious.
Suspicious. Well, I mean, but then also take the fall. So
It's just
Oh, take the
whatever.
fall
Okay.
is a pun. Yeah, but
let's go ahead and bring
suspicious
up. Let's go ahead and bring up the other one. Just
sus already means suspicious.
and the right one.
yes, we understand.
Gelatin Man says it's endurance versus intelligence. As a Fall Guy, you have to be fast and think on your toes. As an Among Us character, you have to be smart about who and where you kill. But if you mistake, you can still play mind games and trick your victims into thinking it's not you, despite their proof. Analyzing it that way makes me see this going to Among Us. I suspect another one, a folly.
Oh,
On the
Folly.
Fall Guys part, leading to the winner being Among Us. Oh, triple pun.
Wow.
so
Wow. Okay.
I
Okay.
like that guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Gelatin Man.
Okay. With that
It's
being
interesting
said,
to-
let's
my head. Getting a
let's
headache.
get to the votes. All right. So first vote is going to be from the community page poll that went up before the show aired. So let's go ahead and bring up that poll. See what the first vote is.
Come on. Oh yeah!
Wow. Holy
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
Among
That
Us
actually doesn't. Wow. Okay, that's really
got
lopsided.
83% over Fall Guys 17%. Okay.
Weapons are pretty handy.
All right. All right. So that's
Like
one vote for Among Us. All right. So let's get to our votes. Chilled, it's you and me.
I'm so sorry.
I told you he misses nothing. Like it's always looking.
What are you thinking? Who are you thinking you're going to vote for? Because I think I'm leaning towards Fall Guys.
I think the idea of Fall Guys being a game show, for me, even with all the evidence that was presented, I don't think I can get over that aspect. But a 6-foot giant man with giant hands that just crushes, that's also, I mean, if you just go straight head to head, that's 6 foot versus 3 feet. That's a
But again, it can become that.
I know. There's no evidence.
we
that it
haven't
could.
seen them become any bigger though. We've only seen them become 3 feet, which is, you know, if they
To be
became a
fair,
spaceship, I'd be impressed.
They also have a 3-foot long pistol, so
Yeah.
the weapon is also enormous.
And I really have to pick one.
Yeah.
You got to pick one. I mean, I guess you could abstain if you really feel like it. But
Never had that
I can't.
before.
I see the Fall Guys as a game show, and they're just kind of all happy, jolly. Then some guy just comes in and starts just
Starts blasting.
just yeah, just
Cannot
dressed
wait
up
to
as
do
them.
this episode.
I'm
so you're
going
voting for
to-
Among Us?
I have
Make
to.
Chad.
Yes!
All right.
I'm gonna make
All right.
Chad. I'm gonna make Boomstick be like, "There's no way the Fall Guys are holograms. That's the best idea I've ever heard." Only
Among
Among
Fall
Us
Guys."
has 2 votes. That's 2 votes for Among Us. All right, Liam, I am voting for Fall Guys. Okay, so you got 1 from me.
Okay.
All right,
Oh,
I think
thanks.
you've convinced me. I'm still uncertain though. Like I feel like this requires more examination.
Yeah, it's gonna
But I-
require an episode. And
Fall
yeah.
Guys are gods. I got it. I get it. All right. All right.
Oh,
Okay.
It's called Fall
So-
Guys, not Fall Gods. Just want to say it.
We got 2 votes for the Among Us Imposter, 1 vote for the Fall Guys Bean. Let's go ahead and bring up your vote from the live chat to see who wins.
Yes.
Oh my
Among
God.
Us with 61%. Hey,
Ridiculous.
Liam, you won over about 20% of the votes, but
I'm
Yeah.
gonna win over 100% of the votes when we do this episode, and I have the Fall Guy.
if we
eat
do this
an Among
episode,
Us
If we do this
imposter. If we do this
episode.
episode,
it has to win
It's
the
gonna
poll
fucking
first.
Eat him.
And there's a lot of amazing matchups on the poll.
I
It's
Okay.
gonna be like the
I can't
sequence
tell
from
you how
Casino where he
cathartic-
takes him out to the fucking the cornfield, and is beating him with a baseball bat.
I can't tell you how cathartic this was for me because like this is your Captain Crunch moment, Liam. Like
It's bullshit.
you went so ham, you brought so much evidence, and then everyone's just like, I don't think so, and it's just like, oh, what the fuck are
I
you talking
literally
about?
I don't know how to respond at a certain point. I'm so glad to get this like empathy even from my conqueror. It is.
Oh man. Okay, I love it. That
Game show, I'm
was
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
well. That was a shock. I'm surprised that we were able to even carry this conversation for as long as we did. There's so much to talk about. Weirdly enough. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining us for this thing. Jill, thank you for jumping in.
Thank you for having me.
And
Yeah, of course.
hanging with the punches of whatever the hell we were talking about.
Yeah, where can people find you? What do you do?
twitch.tv/ChilledChaos. If you're looking for Fall Guys and Among Us.
He's the guy. All right. Excellent. Okay. And again, this is just one of the matchups that's on our poll, 2 polls that you can vote on right now to decide on matchups that will appear in Death Battle Season 10 next year in 2023. There's a bunch of options in there, not just Among Us versus Fall Guys. If you think this matchup is dumb as shit, first of all, I don't know how you stuck through that whole podcast. Second, there's plenty of cool matchups that you can vote on. In fact, we have a video that will show you that has all of them, and we'll play that at the end of the show. But just to kind of sign this off, thank you, Chilled, for joining us.
Yeah.
Chad, Liam, good fight, I guess.
Thanks. Feels great.
And thank you all, members, for joining us and supporting us. We really appreciate you. All right, as always, be kind to others, be kind to yourself, be awesome. We'll see you next week. Let's play that video.
Legend in my own right, I don't buy own rights. Blood, sweat, and tears, the trinity of them long nights. Leave a legacy, epitome of my whole life. Legends never die, legends never die. Yeah. Never compromise, yeah. I'ma take the prize. Legends never die, legends never die. Never compromise, forever immortalized. Legends never die, legends never die. Yeah. Never compromise, yeah. I'ma take the prize. Legends never die, legends never die. Never compromise, forever immortalized. If you a legend, time to rise up. It's time to rise up.
Hey.
See you next week. Take care.